Alright everybody, it's Cheap Prepper coming back to you. Thanks for watching. Today what I'm going to be doing is going over the installation and quick review of the Kns Precision anti-walk pins, or anti-rotation pins as they're called, on an AR. I have an AR lower here that I've been building. It's just a regular Spikes Tactical. That I'm putting in. It's got right now a just a mil-spec trigger group that I got from Palmetto State, and I'm going to be swapping out those pins with the anti-walk pins here. So first thing here, let's take all of our parts out, get our new pins, get this set up. So according to the instructions here, which I already read and went through once, what you're supposed to do is you replace the hammer pin here first. That's what we're going to do. The trigger pin is the one with the threaded connections, and you'll take that and you thread this little brass knockout here. This is you don't have to use your own punch. It comes with this that you use as a punch. What I'm doing, if you have a bench block, use a bench block, but here's your cheap tip for the day. If you don't have a bench block, what you can do is get a piece of wood with a hole drilled in it, and it's going to serve the same function. It's going to support your lower, but allow room for that pin to get driven through. Is really what your bench block is doing anyway. So you line this up, put the brass on the edge of the pin. Just take, I got a little rubber mallet here. Take that, tap it, get it started. So now you can see I've pushed the pin in here about probably about 1/8 of an inch, just like the instructions prescribe. And then you take the pin itself. This is the one that goes in the hammer. It's got this little flange on it. You'll put that in, and you'll use that to drive the existing pin the rest of the way out, so that as it's driving out the old pin, it's keeping the alignment so that you can be installing this new pin at the very same time that you're driving the old pin out, and that way you don't have to use a separate tool to keep the alignment together with the hammer and the spring and everything through to the other side. So there's a couple more quick taps. This is under, with the spring, is under quite a bit of tension. Alright, so here, give me a moment. Here we go. It just took me a couple more taps to finish getting that pin driven the rest of the way out, and then you just got to line it up to make sure it goes through the rest of the way the other side without damaging your lower. Just pick it up and move the hammer around a little bit just to make sure it slides through. We're going to do the same thing here now with the trigger pin. Use this, drive it through. Okay, and you'll see old pin's been popped out. Got the new pin here. You can see on the other side the brass is kind of working as like a mini spud bar, coming through the other way. So I just keep this here, tap it a couple more times, and boom, there it is. It's all the way through. There's the pin. I can just push that through by hand. Now now that it's on the other side, I unscrew the brass tip. Don't need that anymore. You'll see there's my two pins. They're installed in the functional spot. And then what you do is take these little cross pieces, and one of them has a little flanged opening that goes through the hammer pin that we already did. You saw where there were the tabs, and then you got this hole here, this eyelet. And what you're going to do is we'll take the one end, fit it over the hammer pin, the opening, line that up, and then use it as a little bit of a lever to turn it so that it lines up with the opening. It's a little stuck. That's all right. We'll do the other side first. Sticking out a little farther. You don't want it to be too loose, obviously. It should fit on here. And turn that so it's lined up. This hole. There it is. And then it comes with these two screws. It's got a hex wrench. Those wrenches are supplied. So I'll get this one started first. I'll flip it over. Get the other screw here. And then the other bar. And then it does come with the two wrenches so that you can do both sides simultaneously. You don't have to be flipping back and forth, tightening like one side then tightening the other. You can make sure that they're torqued equally from both sides. You don't have to, and then that way it allows you to control it too, because you don't want to over torque it and then you'll end up driving the pin towards one side or the other, pushing it out. Okay, got here. That's good. Good machining. Like I said, tolerances should be good. You don't want it too loose. If it's slopping around, then it defeats the whole purpose of having these anti-walk pins. The whole purpose is to keep the pins tight, so that during full auto or rapid fire, you're not they're not loosening up and they don't walk out. That's the thing about being cheap. Like I said before, you got penny wise and pound foolish. This is like a $30 insurance policy to make sure that you don't ever have a failure while you're firing because you had a pin walk out of place. So in that way, it's just like car insurance or homeowners insurance or any other kind of insurance. It's something that you pay for that you hope you never really have to use, but better than have it and not need it than need it and not have it, as the saying goes. All right, sorry, I had to adjust that bar again. All right, so what you do is you take the two wrenches from each side. See, there's one here and there's one here. And you just turn them around simultaneously. I take it back too. I did say this was Allen, but now that I see these wrenches a little closer, this is actually a Torx. So it's a little bit different. Okay, and I got these in, and I can spin them in the opposite direction simultaneously so that they get tightened down. And then they're done. They're installed. Spec says should be between 8 and 10 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench this small, but I tighten it down by hand to the point where I can't tighten it anymore, and I usually find that's a good 9 to 10, especially on something small. And there they are. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope if you were thinking about installing it, you know that they can be done pretty quickly, pretty easily. As always, like, comment, subscribe. People might say, well, this isn't really a prep, but think about, like I said, prepping is being prepared. It's like insurance, and This is a $30 insurance policy that your AR won't fail you. If you ever need to put a whole lot of rounds down range at somebody or something, and that you don't have a basic pin failure like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and as always, stay prepared.